What is going on, everybody? It's your boy TFG here, coming back at you with another Minecraft video. Today we have something super awesome planned. Today we're going to be talking about how to make a Minecraft map wall. There's a lot of information here, so I'm splitting it into three parts, all in the same video. Part one is going to be the required recipes. Part two, we're going to make a map wall together, and part three, I'm going to teach you guys some tips and tricks on making map walls that are zoomed out. So they take up the same amount of space on your wall, but they show a lot more land within them. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get over with part one. This is the not fun part, the required recipes. There's just a few of them. Let's talk about them really quick. First things first, you need to make a map. A map is made by placing 9 pieces of paper into the crafting table grid. Now this will give you a map, but this is the old way to make maps. The new way is taking 1 piece of paper instead of 9 and putting it into your cartography table. Boom, you have a map. It's much cheaper this way. The second recipe is a locator map. Now for those of you on Java, you will only need these maps right here. For those of you on Bedrock, you will need to make a locator map. To make a locator map, place 1 piece of paper into your cartography table just like we did before, and then this time place a compass below it, and now we will get a locator map. The final recipe is obviously the recipe for the cartography table itself. You need 2 pieces of paper over top of 4 planks. The planks can be any color, different colors, same colors, it does not matter. Now let's go ahead and make a map wall. Alright, now let's make a map wall. To do this, you need to find a spot where you want to display your maps. Then clear out a 3x3 space and cover it with item frames. We'll be putting our maps in these item frames. Once you have that ready to go, we need to make our maps. Now I highly recommend just making like 20 or so maps, because you will probably make mistakes and you cannot erase maps. So you might have to throw some away and try again. Once you have your maps, you're gonna need to make 1 locator map if you are on Bedrock. Alright, now we are ready to go. Let me tell you the trick that I use to make map walls. As you can see in front of me, I have a 3x3 grid. So what you want to do is you want to make that in your inventory. So go ahead and find 9 spots in your inventory and make a square. If you're on Java, the center will just be a map. If you are on Bedrock, the center will be a locator map. This center one is the key to everything. So what you want to do is grab your center map and put it somewhere in your hotbar so that you can activate it. So put it in your hand and then right click and activate it, and boom, we now have a looked at map for the center. Now this is either, a regular map for Java or a locator map for Bedrock. Now take that map and put it into your offhand. As we move around, we will use this to navigate. You can see on my left side, I am moving and there's a little icon there that is moving. On Java, all maps do this. On Bedrock, only locator maps do this. That's why on Bedrock, you have to use a locator map for this middle spot. Alright, what do we do now? Well, now we need to explore our maps. Like I said before, the map that is in my hand is actually the center map. So let's go ahead and we'll start. Let's just choose to start at the top middle. I usually start there. I feel like that is the easiest. Top middle, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fill out this right here. But how do we know where the top is? Well, look around and you'll see your icon spinning in your map in your offhand. And once you realize where the top is, go ahead and head in that direction until you see that icon go off the map. Alright, we are now off the map. What you want to do is grab the empty map that is in the top middle. Place it into your hotbar and then explore it. Now you'll see right here, see in that top left corner, I didn't quite explore it fully, so you want to just move around so you get the full map, and then take it and safely place it back into the order. Make sure you don't mess up the order of these maps as you go, or it's going to get really confusing. Alright, so now we have our top middle map made. Let's go ahead and make our top right map. So I'm going to place it in my hotbar, don't look at it yet, and we're going to turn to the right and we're going to head this way. Now just like we did before, follow your icon and boom, we are off the map. And now look at it and explore it. Now we have another map. It looks like, oh, in the top corner, and boom, I'm fully explored. And now take your map and safely place it back where it just was. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this all the way around. Now we turn right again and we head down the map, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and boom, you can see our icon is moving. So we can now explore our next map. Alright, so now we need to place these in the right spots. So take your map out of your offhand and put it in the middle so you know exactly which one goes where. I like to go in a nice order from top to bottom. So top left, I'm going to place into top left. Now I'm on creative, so I am going to put these back because they aren't going to go away. But for you, when you place it in, they should go into the frames. Now you do top middle. Alright, then you do top right. Alright, there are all of the maps. Let me go ahead and show you guys what it's like to make an even larger map. Alright, now let's talk about zooming out map walls. You'll see here over on the left, the village is pretty big in this center map. Over here on the right, the village is much smaller because the whole map wall, every single map has been zoomed out. Now, how do you do this? Let me show you. Take a map and you want to put it back into your cartography table. But first, you want to look at that map. So it is actually showing an area. Then put it into your cartography table with a piece of paper. You'll see here that it's going to tell you are zooming out. So boom, it now says level 1 out of 4 on the bottom. You'll see over here it says level 0 out of 4. So boom, we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that. And if you look at your map, you're now zoomed out. Now it is important to note that you can actually do this multiple times. I'm just talking about level 1 here. You can go to level 2, 3, and 4. So you can imagine you can show quite a lot of land in these 9 spaces. It is completely up to you. Now when it comes to running around and mapping this out, remember the method we just used before. You want to do the same thing. You want to make a nice 3x3 grid in your inventory and you want to follow around it using your center map in your offhand. But this time you need to bring paper and a cartography table with you. Each time you get to your new area around the center map, you will have to look at your map and then place down a cartography table, put the map in it, and add paper to it to zoom it out. Now, one last thing I recommend is bringing item frames along with you so that when you're going around and you're making this massive map wall, that you can check and see if you've made mistakes. You know, there's actually a lot more about cartography tables and maps that I didn't go over in this video, so if you want to learn more about that, check out my video on that. It's a little bit old now. It was when I was learning how to make videos, but it's got quite a lot of information in it. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you learned something, maybe leave a like. If you want to see more from me, stick around with the channel and subscribe. And as always, have a good one.